Hey lovelies! So this week in London, or last week I should say, we had some nice kind of regular British summer weather, and then we had some really hot weather. It's cooled down today, so that's good because I've got a few videos I wanted to make on today. Where I'm doing this on Sunday this week, and I just haven't been able to spray stuff out because I'm like, I don't really want to be reviewing this when it's super hot. So let's start with, okay, so this review just went up on Friday, so I'm not going to talk too much about it because you can go and have a look at the full review. Super pretty, really nice. This is A Lovely Summer by Sarah Jessica Parker. Now, if you haven't seen my other video about this particular beautiful bottle and lovely new perfume from Sarah Jessica Parker, I just feel like the marketing for this is totally off because for me this is definitely, and it's already in my little display with my cold weather perfumes. This is a spicy, like a warm, spicy musk skin scent, and it really, really smells very similar to the original Coty Wild Musk. So I love it because I love wild musk. That's one of my favourite musks. And it's great because you can't really get a decent version of that anymore. The actual Coty Wild Musk is rubbish. The current version, this is stronger, lasts longer. It's still not a strong perfume by any stretch of the imagination. But I think this is really pretty. I'm going to love this when it cools down a bit. So notes here are bergamot, ambrette, cardamom and blooming musk. Mid notes are plumera, white flower and warm spice. Dry notes are sandalwood, amber and skin musk. This isn't on Fragrantica yet, which is a bit annoying. But I just really want to know what everyone else thinks when they smell this, because what I was trying to say, I've had quite a lot of comments on this video, and what I was saying, because I just want to make clear, I don't even wear beachy scents, so I didn't want this. I wasn't like, oh, this needs to be a beachy scent, and I don't think summer perfumes need to be beachy. Personally, I don't really like beachy scents. I don't really have perfumes that I think smell particularly beachy. I've got maybe like one, because I like really fresh, light, sheer, either fruity or tea-like, or like clean laundry, that kind of thing. Those are the kind of things that I like to wear in summer. I find beachy perfumes to be quite overwhelming and like headache inducing, but all the marketing for this is kind of beachy. It's Sarah Jessica Parker on a beach. It does look like quite a cool beach, so it's not like massively golden sand. It looks more like it might be a beach like where she lives. But yeah, and the colour of the bottle and stuff, it just suggested to me that it was going to be something quite, I mean, it is light, but I wasn't expecting warm spicy. I wasn't expecting a kind of Egyptian musk. I really like it, but yeah, I mean, I wore it to test it, and it smells good on my skin. There's nothing like upsetting about it, but it's just not the kind of scent profile I personally wear at this time of year. So this is going to one side, but if you like wild musk, this is the one for you. Just as soon as you can get it, this is a really good warm, spicy, like a slightly sheer, warm, spicy skin musk. Really pretty. Okay. So, like I said, there was some hot weather. So let's look at a couple of bangers for that. I love this in hot weather. I already have quite a big dent because this is one you definitely need to respray, but it's a cologne. Oh, if you can get this, I love it. So this is coconut water and yuzu. I have seen some people actually say that this one is a little bit lotiony. I don't really get that. It's maybe one of the beachiest, kind of classic beachy perfumes I have in a way, but oh, by the way, it's a Acqua Colonia from 4711. I recently just found out that there's like the Care line, which is like the clean perfumes called Care. I've had one of them. I think it was called Care, like Skin or something. I gave it to my friend because it reminded me a little bit of Flower Bomb. But that's also owned by Maura and Worth, who own 4711. So there you go. That's one of their brands. Anyway, I digress. Coconut water and yuzu. It smells citrusy. It actually smells a bit pineapple-y to me, this one. And it definitely smells like coconut water. But in cold weather, this one is a little bit sharp, very much coconut water and like a slightly unsweetened pineapple. I think it smells like. It's got a hint of that citrusy yuzu, but somehow it comes across sort of pineapple-y. But then in hot weather, you get almost a sweet coconut cream when this dries down. So this is sweeter and prettier and kind of, to be honest, easier to wear for me in hot weather. I love this in hot weather. So I actually have a backup of this one. I think this is a limited edition. So if you want it, get it now. I've seen it on eBay. This is absolutely just one to Google. Just Google and look for this one and you'll find it. I think they have it on Perfume Dreams as well. But as you can see, I've already got a little bit of a dent in this one. It might be... It might be one of the ones I have the biggest dent in from my Acqua Colonias, which is kind of mad because I haven't worn it as much as some of the others, but because it's so light, you just need to respray it all the time. Love it though. Such a good one. Such a pretty perfume. Perfect for summer. All right, got another Acqua Colonia, and this is one of the new ones. It's not this year's new one because I can't get this new. I can only get the new Acqua Colonia perfumes like a year or two after they've been released, because for some reason Maren Wertz or 4711, they only release them really in Germany and they don't ship them anywhere else and hardly anywhere stocks them. So it's almost like once they're being sold off for cheap or something, you can get them in like the grey market, but you don't seem to be able to buy these new anywhere in the UK, which is so irritating. And they won't ship them outside of... I think they won't even ship them to places in Europe a lot of the time. I think they'll do like Germany and a few nearby countries and nowhere else. But anyway, this is the Peony and Sandalwood. So I will update you on the Freesia and Musk as well. But they came out at the same time. But I couldn't buy them from the same place. So I think this one I got maybe from Perfume Dreams, I think. And then the other one, Freesia and Musk, maybe came from Makeup.uk. Makeup UK. I was sure I was going to like the Freesia and Musk one, but spoiler alert, I don't like that one that much. I think it's got the musk in it that I find screechy, but I love Freesia and I love musk, so I was quite surprised, whereas I really struggle with peony. But this is a super pretty perfume, definitely another one that you want to wear this in hot weather, because I think when I very first got this, it was a little bit cooler and I was like, it's got a little bit of that kind of floral sharpness, but it was very gentle, relatively natural smelling. And I mean, I feel like I don't really have peony perfumes because I nearly always find peony screechy. This one is super pretty. Again, they don't give you any extra notes, but this one, there's like a pear-like scent in here to me. I think I would make a bet that there's some kind of pear in here. There is a very slight fruity and juicy scent going on here, as well as that peony. The sandalwood's really soft. I think there's probably some kind of very gentle musk in here. It's very pretty. It was really easy to wear and it smelled nice all day. I kind of smelt like a little bouquet of flowers. Yeah, I really recommend this one. It's really pretty. I think it's the nicest peony I've ever smelt. Like, genuinely. Okay, I'm going to move these across because I might have a little thin one that I can sneak in there later, you know. I think I've got a big bruise on my arm. I just don't even know where I get these bruises. Probably at work. All right. What have we got next? Oh, yeah. I reckon I can fit this one on because it's so thin. So I've had this actual perfume for ages, but I bought the refill of it because I didn't know if I was going to like it. And then I really, really like it. And I kind of forget I have it because it's in a decanted bottle. So I actually bought the real bottle because I think they're so pretty. Oh, this is such a good perfume. Let me just spray some out. And actually, this is so good for this time of year. It's not Jeanne Arthes, but it's from the Arthes group. So it's from the line that's called Jeanne en Provence. This is à la Ombre des Amandiers. Oh my God, this is so good for hot weather. This is one of my perfumes that I often wear first thing when I get up in the morning and I just want to refresh as soon as I get out of bed. Also, it's perfect before bed. It's really good straight after a shower, but it's stronger and more noticeable in warmer weather, which kind of makes sense because it's a very light, kind of slightly ethereal perfume. It's got a beautiful innocent kind of smell about it. It's so pretty, and I do like these bottles. I did, to be honest, have to peel this label off and stick it back on because it was super wonky, which was driving me insane. So I took the risk and I just peeled it off. I just had to. The notes in this are orange blossom, bergamot, orange, mandarin, orange and lemon in the top. So it sounds super citrusy, but it's got a bit of citrus. It's not crazy citrusy, this one, because the kind of the middle notes and the base notes are the strongest things going on here. So you've got almond, milk and praline in the middle, and then the base is musk, iris and vanilla. It's just very gentle, very pretty. It has got an almond milk kind of smell about it. It's not like a super sweet almond. It's not like mega creamy. It's got, like actual almond milk, like the texture where it's the creamy almond blended up with water. So it's got that kind of sheer watery quality about it. You can definitely smell some iris. It's like a musky iris almond milk perfume with just a little hint. It's maybe got a slightly soapy hint from that orange blossom. Perfectly sweetened by the praline, not particularly vanillic, and just like a little hint of something citrusy. But it's just a very sheer, very light, easygoing, pretty skin scent. I'm so glad to have it in this bottle because I think it's really pretty. I really like this bottle. I don't know if you can even see in this light, but it's got like, you can kind of see in the shade there. Let me just, I don't know if you can see, but anyway, it's really cute and it's quite cheap. I think it was like maybe £10 for this bottle, which I think it's a 40ml or a 60ml. Does it say on the bottom? Oh yes, let me have a look. It says it's an eau de parfum. To be honest, this one does kind of last okay on me, but it's incredibly delicate. It's like one of my most delicate perfumes. 60ml, so that's pretty good. It definitely performs more like an eau de toilette, I would say, than an eau de parfum, but I do think it's great. Lovely. So there's that one. Next up, this used to be my signature scent, which is why it's got such a hella dent, and I already have one empty bottle of this. I mean, I'm keeping hold of the empty bottle purely so that at some point in the future I can do an empties video, but to be honest, I feel like I might end up like moving house or something before I ever get around to doing an empty video, because it takes me such a long time to empty perfumes when I've got this many. So anyway, this is Brocard, this is Blackcurrant and Tomato Leaf. Sorry you can't get this anywhere, so I don't really like talking about Brocard very much because you just can't buy them because they're from Russia. Hopefully one day things will calm down and we will be able to get stuff from Russia again, but currently not a chance. It's just gorgeous. It's just a beautiful green fruity perfume. The closest you can get to this that I've found is L'Occitane Herbae. So that's a beautiful syrupy green perfume. My husband smelt that. Well, you'll see actually. Is it coming out this week? The second part of the unisex perfumes one that my husband did with me. This is in there and he really likes it. I think it's one of the only perfumes he smelt of all the unisex ones where he was like, So, I mean, maybe that's just because he recognises that kind of smell because it's quite similar to this. And this was my signature scent when I first met him. So, yeah, it's a beaut. But anyway, it's got tomato leaf, blackcurrant, thyme, mint, musk, orange and jasmine. And it's gorgeous. It's musky. The blackcurrant's quite strong, a bit syrupy. You've definitely got that lovely herbaceous scent mixing with the kind of the greenness from that tomato leaf. Really aromatic. I don't find this one particularly minty. I have the Brocard, blackcurrant and mint from this same range, and obviously that one's a bit more minty. It smells very similar to this though, to be honest. It just is lacking a little bit of that greenness. Okay, what have we got next? Oh yeah, I genuinely like this one. This is CK1 Gold. Now, here's the thing. I do genuinely really like this, but it definitely smells a bit masculine on me. And I wore it and I just was like, oh, I don't want to get rid of it because I love how this smells. But every time I put it on my skin, it's the vetiver. That's what it is. I've worked it out. Because the thing in this that feels masculine on me is the same thing that's in the Lush Tropical Fruits perfume. That's like ylang ylang and vetiver, very strong in vetiver. This has that same kind of vetiver. It doesn't smell the same, it's a totally different perfume, but vetiver just doesn't really smell great on me. And if it's quite a strong note, I just find it's really masculine. And also maybe partly in my brain because my husband used to have a deodorant that was like vetiver and something, ginger and vetiver or something. So anyway, I mean, I have worn this a little bit. I've got a tiny dent in this, and I did respray it, and I was really thinking about it. And I was kind of dressed slightly androgynously during the day, and I was like, yeah, but I don't love it enough to keep it. But I asked my husband to wear this one for me, so he said yes, he'll take it and add it to his collection, because I do genuinely, I love how this smells. It's a beautiful fig perfume, and it's really pretty. But yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't suit me, and I want it to because I genuinely like the smell of it, but it does not suit me. So the notes here are fig, bergamot and sage. Middle notes are neroli, jasmine, violet. Base notes, vetiver, gaiac wood and patchouli. And it genuinely is the vetiver that's causing me problems here. I don't think it's the gaiac wood. I don't really get much patchouli. I am absolutely sure there's musk in this. I'm sure there's musk in this. I think it smells like a beautiful, slightly aromatic vetiver, fig, musk scent, and it's got a beautiful sweetness in there. I can actually sense today a bit of that violet, but yeah, it's so pretty. So I'm very happy that he's agreed to take it, because I would be very sad to get rid of this because I genuinely like the smell. But when it comes to fig, I've got a couple that just work better on me. So anyway, that's going to my husband. So it's kind of being decluttered, but not completely. All right. On one of the cooler days, and it is cooler today, so again, it's smelling so good to me. I love this perfume so much. Mediterranean by Elizabeth Arden. I wear this one whenever it takes my fancy, which is actually quite often. All the blues are going into the same corner. Oh no. It is a beautiful, slightly powdery, but slightly sort of cool seasidey plum and wisteria perfume. It is so pretty. So I've got the notes here from Fragrantica, but I know that they're much more flowery and a little bit more accurate from the actual site. But Fragrantica has plum, Sicilian mandarin and peach in the top, middle notes of wisteria, magnolia and orchid, base notes of musk, sandalwood and amber. On the website, it's very specific. It says like peach nectar sorbet. And what else does it have in there that's really cool? It's a special type of orchid, if I remember correctly. And it's some kind of, I think, skin musk, I think it might say. And it also mentions in the blurb like a Mediterranean breeze, like a beachy seaside breeze. And I do get a little hint of that, but it's like beautiful, watery plum, like it said, like a peach sorbet, totally makes sense. And then this gorgeous wisteria. It's definitely a bit powdery, and it is as close as I can go to a sweet, a sort of aquatic powdery smell. Most other sweet and aquatic powdery smells make me feel a bit nauseous, and it's normally because there's vanilla in there. Can't do vanilla in a sweet and aquatic powdery perfume. It just makes me feel super weird. This doesn't have a vanillic smell. It's definitely got a sweetness, but it's not vanillic, so it makes me feel like such a beautiful lady, like a proper, like, chic isn't what I mean, like a soft, feminine, but grown up lady, like a lady rather than just a woman, you know what I mean? I sound ridiculous, but it's just a personal thing of how it makes me feel. Oh, right, okay, a new one. So hopefully you would have seen my Jeanne Arthes video. This is so fun. Okay, I'm spraying so much on me today, I'm gonna smell mental. So I've now got 2 Cassandra perfumes. You'll see the other one that I got in my next haul video. Okay, even though in the video I wasn't entirely sure if I'd keep it, but then the more I smelt it on my skin, the more I was like, I think I'm gonna keep that one. Okay, this is Cassandra Rose Rouge. My name is Cassandra, so I've wanted one of these Cassandra perfumes, and it's taken me a little while to find ones that I really like enough to keep. I really like this one, and this was interesting. Okay, let me just read you the notes first. So this has got top notes of pear, blackcurrant and wild berries. The middle notes are rose, heliotrope and jasmine, and the base notes are vanilla and cedar. And it does have like a jammy sweetness, almost like if you can imagine like a pear and berry jam. And then it's got a very gentle rose. I can sense a bit of the heliotrope. I'm not really getting jasmine. And then there's definitely a noticeable vanilla in this. But it's not like crazy strong vanilla. It's not overwhelming vanilla. And what was interesting is I gave this a full day's wear test. And I was thinking to myself, it doesn't smell the same, but it reminds me of the experience of wearing something else I already have. And I was trying to think of what it was. And then I realised it's like, it almost smells like the Key from Justin Bieber. So not exactly the same as the Key at all. They've got slightly different notes and therefore not exactly the same. But there's definitely some crossover in how this feels to wear to how this feels to wear. To the point where like this could be a flanker of this. Like if Justin Bieber the Key had a rose flanker, it would be a bit like Cassandra Rose Rouge. Because, hang on, I'm going to look up the Key. Because I know that the Key has boysenberry and it has pear. And I think the berry and pear thing, with the hint of vanilla, that's what I'm really getting. That's like the link between these two. I think this one also isn't quite as shampoo-y as the Key. So I'd be able to wear this in colder weather. Whereas I only like the Key in quite warm weather. Because for some reason, when it's not too cold, it just kind of stops smelling quite as shampoo-y, if that makes sense. Let me just have another sniff of this. It's so good though in warm weather. I get the boysenberry, I get the pear quite obviously. There are some florals in this, but I'm struggling to remember what they even are. It's just kind of like a little bouquet of flowers somewhere in the background. Let me have a little look here. What's it saying? Oh, it's osmanthus. That's why it's peachy. Water lily. That's, I think, what makes it shampoo-y. And I don't love water lily. So I guess that's the thing that's coming to the foreground. And pink jasmine. I wouldn't have really guessed it was jasmine. The osmanthus and water lily make sense. But this has boysenberry, pear, mandarin orange, raspberry, musk, woody notes. So it has got some things that's similar to Cassandra Rose Rouge. And yeah, it just kind of gave me a similar feeling when wearing it, but like a rose version. So the Key, you can't get it anymore. They don't make it anymore. People sell it for crazy amounts of money. And I really, really like it. But if you want something that's in the same kind of wheelhouse, maybe give this one a try, because I really did. I was wearing it around the house and I was thinking, oh, it does kind of remind me of wearing the Key. Like, it's nice. Yeah, I feel like it's really pretty. I really like this one. I'm really glad to have it. This is really good for this time of the year. Someone actually asked me in my comments about like easy to wear spicy perfumes, like light spicy perfumes, and I've not really thought about it with this one before, but this is Florever by Agatha Ruiz de la Prada. This definitely is a bit spicy. If you know what Still by Jennifer Lopez smells like, this has a little kind of, just a hint of the Still profile. I'm just going to put this one here. So cute. So it's a tea perfume, which, I mean, I love a tea perfume. I find them slightly irresistible a lot of the time. I rarely come across tea perfumes that I don't like. So Florever by Agatha Ruiz de la Prada comes in this crazy bottle. All of her bottles are kind of mad, but they're really cute. I think they're made for, excuse me for the noise, I think they're made for a younger crowd, but I like this one. I don't have any of the others. I think I've tried a couple of others and I've passed them on because they've been a bit too shampoo-y for me. This one, it's just so gorgeous. So this is tea and yuzu in the top. Wildflowers, magnolia, ginger and pink pepper in the mid. And then the base is musk, hinoki wood, cedar and amber. Beautiful hinoki wood makes this quite unusual smelling. It's definitely got musk. It's got wildflowers that I think have a slight hint of like a very natural, pretty jasmine. So I'm sure there's jasmine in this, which is probably part of the link with Still. I mean, Still has pepper in it as well, so that's also got a very light spice, but I think this one's spicier because it has the pepper and the ginger. So it's gorgeous. I love this perfume if you can get it. I don't know if they even make it anymore, but I used to see it online quite a lot. If you Google it again, I always say that if you're looking for something, just Google it. Just always Google it. So beautiful, pretty, easy to wear. It doesn't last anywhere near as long as Still, and it's not as strong. So it's one that I often wear at home. I think it's really pretty. I think it's really easy to wear. I'll just respray it whenever I fancy. I probably only get like 3 hours out of this one, but it's so pretty that I don't care. Beautiful, easy to wear, gently spicy, almost, I mean, again, like I find a lot of tea perfumes to be aquatic, and tea is, brewed in a huge amount of water normally, so unless it's like a random one that's a bit thick smelling, they all smell quite aquatic to me. So this is a perfect hot weather perfume for me. Love it. And then on one of the cooler days, but still quite warm, I sniffed this one and I was like, yep, I thought so. I much prefer this in warm weather. Everything about it screams that I should be liking it in colder weather. But Burberry Goddess, when I first smelt this in store, it was a hot day and I sprayed it on my arm, and then I got on the tube, which, if it's 30 odd degrees in London, it's probably nearly 40 degrees on the tube. So it's hot. And I just kept getting whiffs of it and thinking it was beautiful. Beautiful vanilla. And I really get a kind of a juiciness, which I swear is some kind of fruit that they just haven't told us about. And I get a spiciness from the ginger, but I also get like a woody, dry bitterness from that ginger. And I get much more of that dry bitterness in cold weather, and I don't get anywhere near as much as the cacao in dry weather, in cold weather. This just shines to me in warm weather. I think it's actually a perfect warm weather vanilla. So yeah, this is one that I'm happy to wear. Not in super hot heat. I don't really ever wear really sweet perfumes in super hot heat. I need aquatic stuff, like I said, or like laundry stuff. But in just general, it gets so mucky, this thing. Just in general, in warm weather, this is the vanilla. This is so good. This is really, really beautiful. I just think it's so nice at this time of year. Maybe I'll put that. I'm just really stacking them all up today. Oh, wait, hang on. Is that better? Let's go for that. I mean, the poor little CK is getting a bit hidden. But it's cute. You can see it. It's all right. It's all right. Now then, I have loads of random stuff because I went to Selfridges and I was there with my sister. She came down for a meeting in London, so she came to meet me and we went and had some delicious dim sum after work. But we went to Selfridges afterwards and we were sniffing up a storm. So feel free to switch off now, guys, if you aren't interested in listening to my thoughts on the stuff I smelt in Selfridges, because I obviously don't have anything to show you. I do. Well, I might have some. I think I put them all in bags because one of them specifically was making me feel sick, and the others were just, I just put them in a bag out of the way, and now I can't find them. So, classic. Anyway, this is the stuff that I smelt. So I'm just going to read out the notes that I made here. So we went and smelt stuff from Fresh. I've smelt a couple of things from Fresh before. I think they're really pretty. I do think they're massively overpriced because they're very, very light and not very long-lasting perfumes. Almost feel a bit like colognes in the way that Jo Malone colognes are expensive, don't last very long unless you get the intense ones. But I really like some of their perfumes. So the ones we smelt, Sugar Lychee, which is delicious. It's one of my favourite lychees I've smelt ever. It's very sherbety, very crystallized sugar, but with a beautiful acidity that totally balances it out. However, it's really fleeting. My sister tried that one on her skin. We couldn't really smell it much later on. It kind of disappeared, but it was beautiful. She really liked the fresh ones as well, because what she wants is to wear Fenty and she wants to wear Kayali. She wants to wear those kind of trendy ones, but I know what she's like. I know how she normally smells, and I knew she would like fresh, so I took her to smell them, and she was like, "Oh, I think I prefer this," and I was like, "Yeah, it's our kind of vibe. Our family aren't really strong perfume people, generally speaking." But anyway, Sugar Lemon smelled amazing on my sister, and that one actually, interestingly, it kind of smells like clean laundry and lemon sherbet, almost like if I put one of the actual Clean, you know, the brand Clean, one of their clean laundry perfumes, if I sprayed like my Acqua Colonia Lemon Ginger on top of it, it's sort of that feel, but maybe a little bit more sugary. She smelled fabulous in that, really good, but it definitely does have a slight clean laundry smell to it. It's really fresh, really pretty, beautiful. And then there's Hesperides, I don't know how to say that, please forgive me, but they're grapefruit one basically, which really reminded me of an Acqua Allegoria that was a grapefruit from back in the day. I don't know if they even still make it, but I feel like I actually had one. Was it called Pamplemousse or something? A Pamplemousse. Lovely, really, also beautiful. And then Rose Morning, which was surprisingly, because I'm not mad for rose, and sometimes plain roses I find a bit boring, in the same way like this peony one kind of surprised me that I quite enjoyed wearing it. But Rose Morning from Fresh is a genuinely lovely natural rose. It's not too sharp, it's not too sweet. If you are a fusspot but you love natural rose scents, my goodness, this is such a pretty one. Beautiful natural smelling rose that doesn't lean in any direction that makes it uncomfortable to wear, smells natural and quite modern, really pretty. All right, let's move on to something I don't have very much nice things to say about. So Kayali, they had the new one and they had the Oud collection, which they didn't have last time I went in. They also had the little selection of the holiday ones I just got. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because there is fully a helicopter flying over the top of our flat. So the holiday ones, my sister was sniffing those and she was like, I can't really smell them. I was like, yeah, they're quite light. They're quite light, not very interesting. I know that I knew she really wanted to find one that she liked and she wanted to buy, because I think she likes the brand. I think she likes Huda Beauty and all that kind of thing, which I don't really have any interest in any of that. So I was trying to get her away because there's other things, there's more interesting stuff. But anyway, in my humble opinion, no offense to anyone who likes Kayali, I just don't really get on with the house that well. So I knew I wouldn't like the Oud collection because I don't really like Oud. I definitely don't like the kind of Oud that's in Kayali perfumes. The only Ouds I've ever really smelt and not been offended by are the ones in the Lush perfumes. And I guess like Lush use like not supernatural. They use quite natural things, so I imagine it's quite a nice, natural, clean smelling Oud, if you see what I mean. But the Oud collection, they all smell like tar. They all just smell like tar to me. And the vanilla was the least disturbing of all the tar, but it was still tar. And then Candy Rock Sugar. I didn't instantly get La Belle. I feel like maybe it's a little bit more like La Belle when it dries down. But I was trying to think of what it reminded me in the beginning, and I went and had a look on Fragrantica, and someone had said, and quite a few people had said it smells a bit like Riri from Rihanna, and I was like, oh yeah, I did have that perfume for a while. Quite nice. I just never really reached for it, so I decluttered it. But it does have a little bit of that vibe. I can see it. It's quite sweet. It's pretty. It doesn't smell as juvenile as the kind of hero notes that they talk about would suggest it would. I didn't get like huge amounts of bubblegumminess. It was just kind of, just sweet. Not particularly exciting to me. But then it kind of smells a little bit more like La Belle and that style of perfume the more it dries down. However, once it really dried down, it smelled like pure tar, like to the point where it was so tarry that I had to stick it in a plastic bag when I got home because it made me feel sick. Like, so this is just a thing now. Like, not all Kayali perfumes have this tar smell, but it was in the wedding perfume, the Silk Santal, and that's why I can kind of see that some people love that perfume, because what I could sense on top of that tar note was really pretty, but pure tar. So no. And even my sister, actually, she sprayed it on her arm. She was like, oh, I like this one. I think she thought, oh yeah, maybe that's the one. And then the more we were walking around, she kept smelling it and going, oh, there's something in this now that I don't like. I don't think this smells nice anymore. So I was like, yeah, okay. I think you're smelling the aroma chemical that I don't like. So maybe she can smell it as well. Possibly a genetic thing. All right. Next, Cosmic by Kylie Jenner. I thought it was a bit boring, but really quite pretty. Like, it didn't smell particularly interesting. I actually really love that bottle. Loads of people were being really rude about that bottle, but I think it's really pretty, really interesting. I love the weird shape of the glass. I like the little cap. It feels really nice in the hand. I think it's kind of cute. It reminds me of... it's not quite like Flower Bomb, but as I was saying, actually, I was talking about the Care perfume that I gave to my friend Fern, which is a vegan perfume, clean perfume from the Maurer and Wirtz company. So Care had one called Second Skin, that's what it was called. And it I gave that to her because it did smell like a patchouli-free version of something like Flower Bomb. It had that kind of feel about it, which is a general perfume profile that I find slightly generic. And because I have it linked with Flower Bomb, I don't want to wear it because I hate Flower Bomb and I hate La Vie Est Belle. So that general profile is not something that I want to wear. However, this was a much nicer version of that kind of profile. The same with the Care Second Skin. So it's like girly, it's mass appealing, it's like, what I've written here. And again, I don't mean offence by this, I'm just trying to describe something in a way that will be accurate for people to understand. So it smells like a group of pretty girls who all have the same hairstyle and clothing and all have exactly the same makeup style. And it's not like the Billie Eilish more androgynous girls. It's not like the ones who are wearing the cargo trousers and the vest tops, like, you know, like All Saints back in my youth. It's the ones who are dressing like Kardashians. So the more femme girls who have a ton of makeup on. They've been like, what's that thing called where people paint their own face on? What's it called? Like, not sculpting. I can't remember the word for it, guys, but you know what I mean. Contouring. Where, like, the girls who have got huge eyebrows painted on, they've contoured their face, they've all got the same kind of style, they've all got the same look, and they all kind of look a bit Kardashian-y. So the group of, like, pretty girls who are really feminine and young, that is what Cosmic smells like to me, and that's fair enough, because Kylie Jenner is, like, a pretty girl who sculpts her face and, like, you know, dresses quite feminine and stuff. So I think it's a pretty perfume. I think it's, like, super mass appealing. So I'm not at all... I don't think it's a bad perfume. I just think it's a bit boring. But genuinely, I'm sorry to anyone who likes Fleur. Not as boring as Fleur. I went and smelled all the Fleur perfumes and literally I was just so bored. I was like, I don't get it. There's a couple. I like Father Figure and I like Missing Perfume. It is kind of a missing perfume. I like Missing Persons. But yeah, I mean, let's see. What did I write? Yeah. The mango body spray was lovely at first, but very generic in the dry down, where it turned into a shampooey Escada style scent. They didn't have vanilla skin body spray or perfume, so I couldn't smell that one. There you go. That's pretty much it. I think, was it Tangerine Boy? One of them smelled like Fuzzy Peach from the Body Shop. The strawberry one smelled a bit like NYC by SJP. It was quite, it wasn't very interesting. It was kind of strawberry fine. I can't even remember the names of the other ones, but nothing that I smell was like, ooh, do you know what I mean? Father Figure definitely is a nice perfume. I do find that one is like super unisex. Missing Person is also quite pretty, but very light. You can get better skin masks than that. This is a better skin mask than that. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't blown away, and like they only had a few body sprays, and I wasn't blown away by those either. Like I said, mango really nice at first, and then got very shampooey and boring. So what else did I smell? Rouge has a slight eau de Toilette scent to it, so I do like it, but I've written the more powdery texture means that I prefer the more crisp texture of eau de Toilette. So I think eau de Toilette's nicer than Rouge, but I know lots of people won't agree with me on that one. I went to test by Radio Gypsy Water again because I've done, and the video will be up at some point, I did the Toka Discovery Set video, and I smelt Colette from that, and that one gets compared to Gypsy Water. So I wanted to smell Gypsy Water because I smelt Colette and thought, I don't remember Gypsy Water smelling like this. So Gypsy Water smells sort of like a cross between Eau de Toilette and Toka Colette, and not a million miles away actually from Rouge. So I would say Toka Colette is super powdery to me in a way that Gypsy Water isn't quite as powdery. So yeah, again, I much prefer Eau de Toilette, so much better. So that's all the sniffing that I did. I sniffed loads of stuff. I probably have forgotten some of the things that I sniffed while I was in Selfridges, but it was a very fun time. It's nice because I don't often get to do that. I don't really have people in my life who are interested in perfumes. So it was nice that my sister, she loves going around Selfridges, and I was going to sniff more perfumes while she was looking at makeup because I'm not really interested in expensive makeup. I have my makeup that I wear and that's it, and it's cool. I don't really bother much with anything else. So, yeah, so that's my week. This is a long one today. I thought it might be. Guys. So I went to 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. You're all wonderful and brilliant and awesome. So yeah, I've got a thing up on my community page about getting to 2k subscribers, and if you guys want to ask me any questions, basically I'm just going to make a video where I'm reading out the questions and answering the questions to my best ability. I will have to then do some major editing to it so it's not super boring to watch, you know. I'll have to put some pictures or some gifs or something in there. So yeah, I'll give it like another week or something before I start making that video. So any questions you have for me, anything you want to know, you can ask. And if I think it, you know, if it's too personal, I'm not comfortable answering it, I'll just let you know that I'm not comfortable answering it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you've ever wondered anything about this particular fuss pot, my life or my perfumes or anything else about me, then feel free to ask. And if you just write it in the comments of my little community thing, then I'll be able to read them all out when I do the video. So I think that is it. I think I've remembered everything, and thank you guys so much for watching. It means a huge amount to me, and I hope you continue to enjoy my videos. Let me know if you've got any of these. Let me know how you feel about them, and I'll see you next Sunday. Okay.